Okay there, singing world. This video will be all about phrasal doubling, when to use it, when not to use it, and what words cause it. Check out the description box below this video. You'll see I've written out Colorni's list of words that cause phrasal doublings, and we'll go through them one by one. If you've seen any of my other videos, you've noticed that I've talked about Colorni, Singer's Italian. So basically, this is her list of strong and weak monosyllables and some additions of my own, some observations I've made, or some other stuff that I've collected over the years. So besides that, there are a bunch of links in the description box. You can check out my Facebook fan page and also the dictionary on the Rise site, which will tell you the open and close vowels and has a playback button for single words. And in this case, for this video, what's great about it, there are complete lines written out so you can see the phrasal doublings in action with the playback button. So I would also advise you to check that out. Okay, so we're going to go through this list. And as I said, if you have Singer's Italian, it's the green book by Evelina Colorni. This is in the last 5 pages. So the first thing she does is she lists the monosyllables that cause a phrasal doubling. And what I mean by a phrasal doubling is, so if you have a strong monosyllable like the word che, right, and you say, what are you doing? You don't say che fai, you say che fai with a double consonant. Now there are some polysyllables that will do that too, like dove, right? So if you say, you know, wherever, dove mai, or you know, or where are you going? Dove vai, right? So there's a double consonant. So all of these words will cause something to happen. So the first word is the preposition a, which means at or for, right? So if you say for you, a te, right? Double T. Also the interjection, so a lot of interjections. Ah, I'm going to spell the AH. K, we already talked about, like what, right? What are you saying? Che parli, say. And also K, which kind of means, with the accent, it means in order to, or because, right? So it's short for perchè and giacchè. And alzatevi che non voglio farvi del male. You know, if you say it that way, in order so that I don't do you any bad, right? So something like that. So chi, meaning who, da, the preposition, and also da, the verb, which is dare, right, to give. The interjection de, di, meaning day. Now be careful with this because the preposition di, of, does not double. It's only the poetic word for day, di, and it's spelled with the accent, right? And don't go around saying buondì to people because they don't say that anymore. They say buongiorno, right? So modern Italian is giorno. Di is poetic. Do, meaning I give, right? A, meaning and, strong monosyllable. All of these cause phrasal doublings. A, the word for is, he is, she is. Fa, to do or to make, right? Now this is interesting because modern Italian, the shortened word for fede is closed, and you'll see fat in older pronunciation. So fat, F-O, fa, fra, both in the sense of in between, and when it's short for frate, for friar, it doubles. Fu, the verb, già, already, the adverb, giù, underneath or down, right? All of those double. A, he has. O, I have. La, meaning over there. Okay, the one that means a location. Not la, the. That does not double. That's a weak monosyllable. Li, also for location. Li with an accent. Ma, but. Me, the pronoun. Ne, meaning nor. Now, also be careful with this because the ne, ne, that means of it, does not, right? So, ce ne sono due, right? If you ask, how many are there? Well, of it, there are 2. Ce ne sono due, right? So that ne does not double. Okay, no, meaning no, no. It does double. Now here's another interesting combination, right? So the conjunction o, meaning or, is closed. The O interjection or an invocation, you know, like oh God, that also doubles, right? And then OH, which could be pronounced open O or closed O, and the other ones are all closed O. Okay, so go figure, right? And now più meaning more, like as in more better, right? Più meglio, right? So può, right? To be able to, he can, può, right? Qua, again location, qui, right here. Now, the word re, if you say re with a closed D, it means king. If you say re, it's the musical note. Either one of these causes phrasal doubling. Sa, from sapere, to know, right? That doubles. Se, if, the conjunction, yes. And then say the pronoun also with the accent. In se per se, say, so you double. Si, meaning yes, right? Più sì che no. So, I know. Sta, to remain. Sto, I remain, right? So sta, si remains. Sto, I remain. Su, above, right? The preposition. Te, the pronoun. Tu, the pronoun. Va, he goes. Vo, I go, right? Which is also vado, right? So couple things now. When we speak and we have two strong monosyllables in a row, we could do both of them, right? So here's my example. A chi scrivevi, right? Who are you writing to, right? A chi scrivevi, right? And then, but when you sing, you have to pick one or the other. So you can say a chi scrivevi, or you can say a chi scrivevi, right? You can't do both when you sing. It becomes clumsy somehow. It's just too much. So I usually ask somebody to leave those out, right? So same thing. You have here we have A and C, right? So the word A is a strong monosyllable. So e civile mi credete, or e civile mi credete, which is probably the stronger the stronger option, right? But not e civile mi credete. When you sing, that's just too much. Now you could say that, right? That second one. So you see the idea that A is a strong monosyllable and C is a strong monosyllable. So both of those cause a phrasal doubling. So my last example is A is a strong monosyllable and me is a strong monosyllable. So a me perdona. You see double M, right? I mean double P. A me perdona. A me perdona. Okay? So I'm just going over the list with you in this one. I'm not really going through the nitty-gritty on how to say each one and how to exaggerate each one or not exaggerate each one, right? So if you watch my regular videos on each aria, I will go through word by word how to do it so it's not too much or too little, or you're not phonating in the wrong place. Right now, in this video, we're just talking about the actual list itself. The other thing that I would encourage you strongly to do is listen to complete Italian casts, especially the end of the 20s. Lorenzo Mollaioli recorded a lot of complete Italian operas on 78s with Italian casts, like 27, 28, 29, 1930. Now think about it. Puccini was only dead for a few years. Verdi was only dead for about 25 years. So a lot of these people had contact with these composers. Most of the cast had sung at La Scala on these recordings. And you'll hear these phrasal doublings. And not only will you hear them, you'll hear them done very, very musically and very, very elegantly. So before you do them, and you might see them written down, you have to hear them to reproduce them. And you know, when in doubt, leave them out. But if you're going to do them, make sure you do them the right way. Now, let's keep going here. Now here's an interesting thing that happens, right? You have compound words, and they not only do they cause the change in stressed E and O, but they either observe or they ignore phrasal doublings by how they're spelled. So what I mean is, you have a word like stasera, and it doesn't double, right? So the word sta is a strong monosyllable, and when stasera is this evening, right, becomes one word. So it's a compound word. The S does not double in this word. So here's another one, benvenuto. Now usually it's bene is open E, but when it goes together it's benvenuto. So everything is closed. Petirosso, the E becomes closed, right? So that's one phenomenon that happens in words, but also that the stasera was given at the beginning because the doubling does not happen. So now here's one where a compound word happens, right? People used to say to God when you took leave of somebody, and because everybody doubled the D of Dio, addio became two D's. You see? So that does follow the phrasal doubling even when it becomes a compound word. And there are tons of words like this, like giacchè. So here's another one at the end, piuttosto, right? So you have più is a strong monosyllable, and this is spelled with a double T. So there are many, many, many more of these. I'm just pointing them out. So when you see a compound word, you probably should look it up on the DOP. I also deal with those on my other videos when there are compound words on how to double or not to double. So going on. So not all monosyllables will cause the doubling of an initial consonant, right? So the following the following monosyllables are weak monosyllables, and they're actually easier to memorize, right? So here they are: lo, e, the plural for the, right? Li, which is the beautified the for plural, right? La and le, all of these words, the, right, do not double. And also the conjunctive personal pronouns lo, li, la, and le, they do not double. So those are really easy to memorize, right? So now we have two-syllable words that cause a phrasal doubling, like contrattempo, right? So they are come, contra, dove, ove, which also means dove, but it's just a different form, qualche, and sopra and sovra, which mean the same thing, above, right? So all of those will cause a phrasal doubling. So you'll say come mai, however did this happen, right? Come mai. Okay, so now the following words are always taking a double consonant at the beginning, no matter where they are. So God, Dio, right? Gods, dei, dea, dei, the interjection, right? And Maria, but only when it means the Virgin Mary. If it doesn't mean the Virgin Mary, if it's just somebody named Maria, it doesn't double. Okay, and then the number tre in all words ending in tre, like 23 in Italian, will cause a doubling. Okay, now the final thing that happens if you have a truncated word or a future tense or passato remoto word, past tense, like once upon a time, where you have a vowel that's accented on the last stress, on the ultimate stress, those will cause the next word, if it starts with a consonant, to double. Okay, so truncated word examples are pietà, which is short for pietade in Old Italian, and the de is cut off, and then we let you know that by having an accent on the a. So you'd say, if you're saying have mercy on me, you say pietà di me, double D, right? Città is another one that's a truncated word. And some verbs truncate, like diet, right? So in the past, once upon a time, he gave, diet, right? So that causes a phrasal doubling if there's a word after it. Now the future tense, sarò, sarà. So a lot of those words that end on a strong stress. The past tense, parlò, again, just like diet, right? So parlò, past tense, that's not a truncated word, so that also causes a phrasal doubling. So here's your list. I hope it helps you. You can refer to this at any time. write your phrasal doublings in your score, but go listen to the Italians, right? They'll show you how it's done, right? You always want to be, you don't want to exaggerate ever, and you just want to do it very, very, very elegantly at all times and very musically. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and please comment as you see fit, and we will see you at the opera.